Hi again, children. Today's story is the story of Caleb, and it's called Faith to Win. There we go. God's people had been wandering in the desert. They had no place to call home and no land of their own. So they were waiting for God to take them to the wonderful land that he had promised. You see that? At last, God brought them close to the promised land. Moses chose 12 men to go and explore the land. Do you remember Moses? He brought all these people, didn't he, out of the land of Egypt, and they crossed the sea and the sea made way for them. One of the men was called Caleb. Caleb was so excited. He got ready for the big adventure. It would probably be dangerous. Moses gave Caleb and the other explorers some last-minute instructions, and then he said, bring back some fruit from the promised land. You see him there, look. Everyone hugged and kissed and said their goodbyes. It was time to go. The 12 men walked for many miles. They hiked up the hills and down the valleys, and they saw beautiful rivers and lakes. What a lovely place. They saw towns and villages and flocks and herds. They found the biggest purple grapes that they had ever seen. They cut down a bunch and tied them to a pole. Those grapes were so heavy and so enormous, it took 2 men to carry them. After 40 days, the explorers returned from their trip. It is an amazing land, they shouted. But the people are huge. They're as big as houses. They're like giants. Well, we can't go there, said 10 of the men. We're all going to get killed by the giants. The people were very frightened. Oh, we don't want to die. We've come out of Egypt and we've been wandering around and now we don't want to go there and die. Their leader, Moses, was so upset that he fell on the ground. But Caleb and his friend Joshua stood up in front of everybody. Don't listen to those 10 men, they shouted. God will help us. He's on our side. But God was a bit angry with the people. Why didn't the people just trust him? He brought them to this promised land and now they're crying and saying they didn't want to go there. Okay, said God, none of you are going to enter the promised land except Joshua and Caleb. So many years after all the others had died, Joshua and Caleb led the Israelites into the promised land. They were home. There we go, look. Went into the lovely land. And it says in the Bible that the land was flowing with milk and honey. That means it was a beautiful place to live. Weren't they lucky being able to go there? I'll see you tomorrow for our next Bible story. Have a good day and a good night. Bye-bye.